Live from the Triangle, this is WNCN News at 6.
We have learned and believe that both subjects were radicalized and have been for quite some time.
New information tonight on the husband and wife behind the mass shooting in California. Good evening, I'm Nicole Scott.
And I'm Terrace Myles. As the FBI expands its investigation, we are now hearing from survivors of the terror attack that killed 14 and wounded more than 20. In a press conference, the FBI says shooters had been radicalized for quite some time and that the couple participated in target practice within days of the mass shooting. Survivors trapped inside the center as the shots rang out are now sharing their stories.
I'm just holding on to their hands and I'm just praying out loud because right then and there I thought, this is it. This is it. We're gone. We're definitely gone.
Earlier today, the sister of Saeed Farouk was silent as she left a custody hearing for the couple's 6-month-old daughter, but his father reportedly spoke out, telling an Italian magazine his son had become obsessed against Israel. There may soon be a new terror alert system asking you for more help.
I believe that we need to do a better job of informing the public at large of what we are seeing and what we are doing about it.
Homeland Security Secretary Jay Johnson making that statement today. However, Johnson did not detail his new alert system. We're told a new alert system was in the works before the San Bernardino shootings and could work similar to an Amber Alert.
From San Bernardino to Oregon, the recent mass shooting have some parents in the Triangle wanting teachers to have the right to bear arms in the classroom. Our Madison Kelvin spoke with one of the parents leading the charge. Madison?
Terrace, in Person County, a petition is urging state legislators to change the law so teachers can be trained and armed.
Following the school shooting in Oregon, Courtney Henderson says she can't help but worry while her 2 boys attend school.
It scares me to death to think that my children are growing up in a community, not a community, but in a world where people do these kinds of things.
A fear Bruce Wren says he knows all too well. Wren's always been concerned with security, selling electronic systems at this business in Roxborough. When his daughter attended Roxborough Community School, Wren says he never stopped worrying about a potential gunman.
I worried about it every day, every single day. And my wife and daughter didn't understand it, but I went down to that school almost every day. And to make sure the back doors were locked, to make sure it was safe.
Even surrounded by barbed wire fencing.
But once you get beyond that, somebody get beyond that, then what do? You're dealing with somebody with a gun and you have nothing.
Now Wren says he hopes other parents will sign this petition too, asking legislators to change the law to allow trained teachers to keep guns secured in their classrooms. A petition Courtney Henderson says she'd sign under certain conditions.
To protect my children, if they are armed and they are trained properly, I fully agree with it.
Wren brought his petition to the Person County Board of Education earlier this month, but board members made no comment. Chairman Gordon Powell says local school boards have no say regarding the issue, leaving it up to the General Assembly for potential discussion.
It would be a mighty big item that would require a lot of thought, a lot of input, a lot of research.
In a recent survey, 68% of National Education Association union members say they oppose the idea. But Wren says he'll keep trying until teachers are armed, ready to protect children.
An NBC News investigation says 18 states already allow teachers to carry guns in schools. Chairman Powell says the board does not plan to discuss the issue anytime soon. Madison Cavalcari, WNCN News.
2 former detention officers in Durham County are facing assault charges. Investigators say Anita Alston and Rachel Smith used unreasonable force to restrain an inmate. They say the women violated policy during the incident and have been fired. The pair also faces misdemeanor obstruction of justice charges.
Students at Duke University are expressing frustration with how administrators handled recent racial incidents. WNCN's Courtney Berry was at the forum and joins us with the story.
The forum comes after several recent incidents on campus, including a noose hanging from a tree. Black student leaders at Duke contend that the series of events highlight racial tensions at Duke and around the country.
All these students are feeling the lack the lack of responsibility that you all take on their behalf.
Students at Duke University gathered at a forum about racial issues on campus, and you could feel the passion from the crowd.
I am standing here now that I know more students who have been expelled or suspended for plagiarizing paragraphs than for raping fellow students. I know that as a fact.
This all stems from several racially charged events over the last year, including Duke professor Jerry Huff, who made racially motivated comments on a New York Times editorial.
How do you stop a faculty member like that from targeting students directly, who he may have in his class?
Provost Sally KORNBLUTH listened, and she encouraged people to speak out.
When these things are said, they are wrong. They're an offense to the whole community, not just the individual or the group that is called out.
In April, a noose was hung by a tree near Bryan Center Plaza, and Dean Valerie Ashby was adamant about working for Duke.
My entire career life is committed to these issues, and I don't run from them. I'm crazy enough to run to them.
President Broadhead says that the responsibility to address the problem lies on the faculty and not the students.
You shouldn't have to be the one. You shouldn't have to be you or anyone like you should not have to be the primary actor trying to solve the problems of how to make this the community it aspires to be.
The university says it will create a new task force focused on student conduct that may involve bias or hate. For WNCN, I'm Courtney Berry.
Dozens of people came out to the state capitol building to remember those of the transgendered community who have died in the U.S. within the past year. The majority of the victims were beaten or shot to death, while others committed suicide. 50 names were read out loud during the candlelight vigil, and 3 of the victims were from North Carolina. The LGBT community wants to bring awareness to the injustices that they face on a daily basis.
Tonight, 2 families are picking up the pieces after a fire gutted their homes. It happened on Golden Moss Trail in northwest Raleigh. I was there as the homeowners returned. Thankful neighbors were there to help them get out alive. A fire that seemed to come out of nowhere engulfed 2 homes in Raleigh Tuesday night. The residents of the homes who made it out safely, this is what they saw. Left in shock and pure disbelief, Barbara and Ben KOVAL, residents of one of the destroyed homes, were also very grateful that they made it out safely, thanks to a very helpful neighbor.
Oh yeah, if she didn't knock on our door, I don't know if we may have made it out, but I'm sure our animals wouldn't have. I don't know if we would have been able to find them.
With the house nearly gone, the KOVALs managed to save what they could from that terrible night, keeping old pictures and Mrs. KOVAL's wedding dress.
We think for the most part it should be salvageable.
Officials are still unclear of what caused the fire to ignite and which house it started in. Investigations are still ongoing. But the KOVALs remain grateful for the continued support from family and friends.
Everybody's been real supportive. Anything we need, they've just been helping out. It's been great.
The KOVALs and their pets are staying with family. The owner of the home where the fire started says she also has a place to stay. Still no word on what caused the fire.
In Durham, crews have their hands full dealing with a huge water main break near Duke University Hospital. Workers have been on the scene since 6:30 this morning at the intersection of Pratt and Douglas Streets. At one point, police said they were dealing with about a foot of water. Repairs could take another couple of hours to complete.
Protests in downtown Raleigh today.
Still to come, despite House Bill 318 being signed into law, why this group went back to the streets calling for change.
Plus, as the flooding victims in South Carolina still work to recover, a look at some of the most helpless ones coming here to the Triangle and how you can help.
Live from the Triangle, this is WNCN News at 6.
Demonstrators taking their message tonight to pack Governor McCrory after he signed the House Bill 318 into law. The bill bans so-called sanctuary cities. Its legislation has both sides passionate. WNCN's Madison Calvacari joins us now. Madison, what do demonstrators want to happen now that the governor has signed this bill into law?
Yeah, Terrace, for them, this is an issue of being heard. They feel as though their message wasn't received or was ignored by supporters of the bill. The people united will never be divided. That's what these protesters are chanting outside of the state capitol building. They say House Bill 318 unfairly documents illegal immigrants. 6 of them blocked Blunt Street, chained together in protest of the bill. After about 2 hours, Raleigh police arrested each one of them. We spoke with one of the protesters, Angeline Echeverria, right after she was released on unsecured bond.
We asked Governor McCrory for over a month. People were there every day outside of his mansion. We sent thousands of petitions. We sent letters. We made phone calls, and he ignored us, which is why we took the action that we did today.
And after being released, the 6 protesters were joined by over 100 supporters outside the Wake County Detention Center. Madison Cavalcari, WNCN News.
Historical flooding in South Carolina has forced many people out of their homes, and some of the most helpless are coming to the Triangle.
We often forget about the loving pets impacted. I was there to welcome them as they arrived at Wake County SPCA.
Wide-eyed and full of energy, these homeless dogs are receiving a second chance in North Carolina. Hi! Some hesitant to get out of their cages, and this puppy even needed a little hug.
Oh, you're all right.
But thanks to the SPCA Animal Shelter of Wake County, they have a new place to call home.
They don't understand what is going on around them. They don't understand what this water coming in and flooding their area is.
The Humane Society brought these dogs to Wake County after their shelter near Columbia, South Carolina was flooded.
Got it, okay.
It's still unclear what the future will be for these dogs, but the goal is to get them into a happy home as soon as possible.
The SPCA of Wake County needs your help to ensure that these puppies' medical needs are met. For more information, you can visit our website, WNCN.com.
Preparing for the Grammys, still to come, WNCN's Courtney Berry has 3 artists pulling in the most nominations.
I'm at the preacher's door. My knees getting weak and my gum.
Kendrick Lamar is the big nominee for the 2016 Grammys. Among the rapper's 11 nominations, Album of the Year, For to Pimp a Butterfly, and Song of the Year for All Right. Taylor Swift not too far behind him, and The Weeknd each walked away with 7 overall nominations. The Grammys will be handed out in February. The Voice, and check it out. The competition is heating up on NBC's The Voice. Jordan Smith on Team Adam could very well be the one to beat. The semifinals get underway tonight with 9 artists battling it out for a place in the finals. The Voice airs right here on NBC at 8 o'clock. Well, that didn't take long. A limited edition Barbie doll has sold out. The doll features Ava DuVernay, the African-American woman who directed the Oscar-nominated film Selma. The doll sold out within minutes of going online. Released for $65 initially, it's now being sold on eBay for as much as $350. And if you want to indulge a bit without breaking the bank, here's something to keep in mind. Today is National Brownie Day. According to the national calendar, a chef first created the cookie cake mixture for a ladies' luncheon back in the 1800s. The first version of the brownie turned up in Chicago. Who doesn't love brownies, right, you guys?
Making me hungry just thinking about it. We'll be right back with a final look at the weather after the break. Thanks for watching WNCN News at 6. You can check out for the latest news updates anytime on WNCN.com.
Another great day for some news. Nightly News is next. Have a great night.